Hi everyone, welcome to my Friday blog post. I hope that you've had a fantastic week and you've had some time to do what you love. Before I kick off this week, I just wanted to give you a warning that I am going to be discussing some adult themes of a sexual nature in this blog post today. So if you've got any young ones in the room in the area, you might want to get them to leave the room, or you might want to watch this blog post a little bit later when they're not around. So just a little bit of a warning, there are going to be some adult themes and sexual references in this blog post today. So today I'm very excited to announce that my upcoming non-fiction book, Paid to Dance, Stripping Past and Present, is now available for pre-order from the Kindle store. So if you're keen to grab yourself a copy as soon as Pay to Dance is published, you can now jump onto the Kindle store and pre-order your copy. It's going to be published on August the 20th. It's about 2 months out to that publishing date. So like I said, if you are keen to grab a copy, you can now do that from the Kindle store by pre-ordering. Okay, so today my blog post is going to be based on my upcoming book, Paid to Dance. I'm going to be reading to you from the introduction of that book. The particular section that I chose to read today just explains a few definitions that are used in the book, a few definitions that are used for different terminologies throughout the book. It makes it a bit easier to understand. In upcoming blog entries, I am going to be further exploring some of the themes and conversations that I had in Paid to Dance in my book. So I'm going to kick off. This is a section of the introduction for Paid to Dance, Stripping Past and Present. A strip club is a place where a woman's nudity is used for entertainment purposes in a professional setting. It is a seemingly safe middle ground, one step further than a regular real-world job, and one step short of selling the physical act of sex. Some will argue that women who take their clothes off for cash are demeaning themselves and engaging in an act of desperation and exploitation. The women working in the profession will passionately profess that their livelihood is in fact liberating, empowering and confidence building. And far from being forced into the industry, the modern day stripper is often university educated and loves what she does. In the minds of exotic dancers, there is a clear distinction between the exploited strippers of old and the independent professional stripteasers of today. The value of the global stripping industry is at US $75 billion. So that's approximately 106 billion Australian dollars. And that source is from the Statistic Brain Research Institute, Profitability largely depends on club location and customer spending habits. And the better quality the club, the more expensive the cover charge and services. High-end establishments are commonly referred to as gentlemen's clubs. Rules governing strip clubs differ around the world, and local government licensing decides the nature of the activities within an adult entertainment venue. These levels of liquor licenses determine the differences between a normal borough club, a strip club, and a brothel. In a strip club, they determine whether dancers are partially clothed or fully nude, and whether restrictions are imposed on distance between dancers and patrons. So that's during a private engagement. Some venues allow limited touching of dancers, and some allow no touching at all. Heavy fines and legal liability are the common punishment for breaking these rules. Unlike a burlesque theatre of old, the modern strip club can minimise the interaction between the customer and the dancer, putting less emphasis on the tease element of the performance and more emphasis on the nudity. As there is such a high turnover of dancers, clubs are commonly on a constant lookout for fresh talent. Different clubs hire different types of girls, and the customers' tastes vary. The requirements may seem unfair, but this is unfortunately a harsh reality of the work. So that is the section of the introduction. That's the conclusion for today. I hope that you enjoyed this little snippet of the introduction. There's much more to come in the book from that as well. Next week, I'm going to be reading to you from part 1 of Paid to Dance, which goes into the history of exotic entertainment. Exotic entertainment has been present in cultures all around the world throughout history, and it's a fascinating, truly fascinating history indeed. It goes through the Middle East, ancient Greece, India, throughout Europe, America, Australia. It's been everywhere. So I'm going to be reading a section of that history to you next week. I'm very excited to do that, so I hope that you will join me then. Until then, I hope that you have a fantastic weekend and do make time to do what you love. Enjoy and goodbye.